I don't really have a question, it's more of a topic. And the topic would be manifestation. And I feel like almost in my whole life that I manifest stuff that's come to pass. And when I look to the future, I want to know, is that power still going to be with me? And that I know I don't have the power to make other people do what I want them to do, but somehow I manifest it in a way that they do what I want them to do, if that makes any sense.
Well, the word manifestation, let's start with that, because a manifestation, most people, when they use the word, or when they hear someone use the word manifestation, they think of a material object that is manifested. But by manifestation, we mean a point of perception. In other words, an emotion is a manifestation. When you feel fear, you have manifested that fear in response to your thought. Or when you feel elation, you've manifested that. So rather than calling manifestation a car in the garage, let's call manifestation a point in time where something is being experienced. Stay with us just a little bit. You'll like how this broadens out. We talk about this vibrational reality. Do you follow us when we talk about it? We gave it the name the vortex because we wanted it to feel like something that's real to you, because you can't yet see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, but still it is a vibrational manifestation that does have shape and form and can be sensed and can be experienced, and then therefore can have emotional ramifications. So this subject really asks for the title, Turning Thoughts to Things, because if you're turning vibrations to thoughts and thoughts to things, then most people want to call those things manifestations. We want to call it manifestation all the way along. When you're having an experience that you don't like, that's a manifestation. And when you launch a rocket of desire, that's a manifestation. And as that rocket of desire is coalescing with others, where the cooperative components are all gathering together, that's a manifestation. But most people are not aware of the vibrational manifestation because they're not interested in feeling their way into anything. They want to see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. And if they can't see it and smell it and hear it and taste it and touch it, then they don't want to call it a manifestation. So we want to call creation manifestation. And so what we're really talking about is perception. How much awareness do I have of my manifestation as it's unfolding? So Esther at the airport was on her way to a meeting with a new friend that she certainly would call a manifestation, because the woman hugged her 12 times. In other words, it was a manifestation. But it was also a manifestation when Esther got a very strong impulse to go. That was a manifestation. So strong she couldn't ignore it. Things are always in the process of becoming. Your awareness of it in its process of becoming is what we want to call your attention to, because that's where the pleasure of creation is. If you are a painter painting on a canvas, you can take a lot of pleasure from your blank canvas. You can take a lot of pleasure from gathering your brushes and your colors or your medium. You can take a lot of pleasure from just getting the sketch set up, right down to the details of the last little nuance that you put on the bird's wing. All of that is manifestation. Everything is in the state of becoming. So we want to call your attention to the pleasure that you can feel in the process of becoming. What trips most people up is that they don't want to start taking any pleasure from something until it's manifested. They really mean things such as, well, I will believe it once it has manifested. Once the money's in my bank account, I'll believe I'm rich. Or once the car's in my garage, I believe I can have that car. And we want you to take pleasure in all of the phases of manifestation, all of the comings together of it. If you're a sculptor sculpting the clay, we want you to love the feeling of the clay in your hands. And we want you to enjoy the feeling of your hands being inspired to work the clay into the image that you have in your mind. But there is this vibrational clay that is pliable and responsive to your thoughts. So if you were sculpting a vase or something wonderful from this clay, you wouldn't take the clay and sculpt it a little while and then just mess it up and throw it on the floor. But you do that with your thoughts all the time. You sculpt a little and then you throw it on the floor. Then you scrape it up and you sculpt it for a little while and then you poke its eyes out. Then you sculpt it a little while and then you rip its tail off. Thoughts are turning to things, and you are the thinker of the thoughts. So if you are giving less attention to how things are taking shape and form, and you're paying more attention to how you feel as it is coming along, then you can enjoy the manifestation long before anybody else can see the car in your garage. Does that make some sense to you?
Yeah.
And so?
And so I feel like I'm the kid in the Christmas story, and I'm talking to Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is asking me what I want.
Yeah.
And then I say what I want, and he's like...
But this Santa Claus, this is what this Santa Claus is saying. Santa Claus is saying, so, kiddo, you've been thinking a whole lot of things, and all of the ingredients have been gathered. So everything that you've ever wished for can flow into your experience. Would you like to focus with me here and now, Santa is saying, and tell me what you would like to see now? And
when I shoot that rocket of desire to Santa Claus, and then Santa Claus goes, no, that's not doable. And then... You brought up the creepy guy. I know. Who has bad breath, by the way. We would much rather that you look to a higher power. We thought you liked the analogy. But as I try to look through life through a child's eyes, I try to find wonderment and amusement. But you see, the child's eyes, in the way that child that you are talking about has been taught, is that Santa is all screwed up. That Santa is saying, I'm keeping a list of whether you've been good or bad, and I'm holding you hostage. And even in this moment, you don't know for sure if you've been good or bad. And so now you're just hoping that you can be beguiling enough that you can tell me what you want. In other words, there's so many holes in that process. And that's the way most people treat the creating of their own reality. Like there's some outside arbitrator who is making the decision about whether you deserve it or not. When that ship sailed, you do deserve it. And you are the only one that is withholding anything or letting anything in. You're the one who defines how big you are willing to dream and how much of what you are willing to dream you are willing to let in. You hold it all. You are the Santa that you have come to despise. The Santa that you don't trust, the Santa that let you down, the Santa that gave more to that kid than to you, and he's bad. You know he's bad. How did that rotten little kid get that big old truck? That's not fair, you see. And so all kinds of people come to all kinds of erroneous, flawed premises about how things come to them because they put these beliefs in place that prevents them from trusting in the goodness of the universe that is always flowing to you.